I think a lot of us are just like, that's just how I feel, right? And hey, I'm not taking that away from you. I'm not telling you to stuff those down or to not have emotions or certain moods, but your awareness of them, which is what I'm talking about, having the awareness of them really affects the way you even feel. It's Sunday. Welcome back to the channel. So glad to have you folks back. This week we are talking about self-awareness. And it's going to carry over into our February daily post here on YouTube. So self-awareness is where we're going to start. Now, you might have heard people talk about self-awareness, right? Like, oh my God, I wish you were so self-aware. At least that's the kind of thoughts I have in my head most times. But some people don't even know. They just think it's about like knowing what's around you, right? That's true. And somewhat it's true. But the reason why self-awareness is so important is because it really brings us into ourselves. And as you'll see as a theme on this channel, I'm always trying to help people be more one with themselves, if you will. I don't know if that's too hippie for you or whatever, but really being one with yourself, knowing who you are, what you like, what makes you tick, good and bad. All those different things are really important with knowing yourself and your overall happiness. On today's video, we're going to talk about self-awareness and the 3 areas in which self-awareness is really important for us to take a look at. So let's jump in. Self-awareness is basically us paying attention to the way we think, feel, and behave about what's going on with our life. But more specifically, it's 3 areas, okay? Number 1, it is looking for patterns in the way we think and perceive things. Now, obviously, I know myself best, right? So the examples I use are likely going to be from my life or myself. But what this is about is being aware on how I think about a certain situation. You see, all of us are on some level interacting with other people on a daily level, right? Whether it's online, whether it's our family, whether it's our spouse, whether it's our children, we are interacting with people. How we think and behave internally is really important for how we approach these relationships. It's also kind of how we explain what's happening in the world to ourselves. Like, we all have our thoughts, our ways on landing on like how we perceive certain things. Well, our self-awareness really feeds into how we perceive what's going on in the world. So what do you got going on there? That should really tell you on your worldview where you stand. The second part is understanding your emotions and moods. Oh my God, guys, please, if there's anything to listen to, remember this one. Understand your emotions and moods. That is the one area that I just wish most people were more, okay, hearing this from me first. I wish this area that people were using it more often than not. I mean, emotionally and our moods, I think a lot of us are just like, that's just how I feel, right? And hey, I'm not taking that away from you. I'm not telling you to stuff those down or to not have emotions or certain moods, but your awareness of them, which is what I'm talking about, having the awareness of them really affects the way you even feel. So what this means is, instead of trying to fix how we feel about things, we really stay curious about our feelings and try to have a deeper understanding as to why we feel the way we feel or why we're in the mood that we're in at that moment. Now, this is important because all of us will have moods and emotions that are difficult and that are not fun, like sadness and anger and anxiety, right? Anxiousness. All these things are emotions that do flood through every human being, right? If we're always trying to stop them, right? Whether it's through, laughing about something else and forgetting about it and, just always putting on the happy face, or drinking or taking drugs, all the different things that people use to mask these emotions that are coming up, it really dampens the self-awareness. And so that's a second reason why you want to make sure what your self-awareness is and why it's important. Now, the last part of self-awareness that's really important is paying attention to how we act and behave in certain situations, right? Like, I know when I leave my house and I go to work, right, I act in a professional manner when I'm working, right? When I come home, I'm a lot more relaxed. So I might say and do things that are a little more relaxed, right? Then I wouldn't do things at home, like kick up my feet and, put on my favorite show, like how I wouldn't do that at work, right? I would do that at home. So paying attention to your behavior and how it pertains to the situations that you're in really does make a difference on your self-awareness. What this does is it leaves you the question, what are our tendencies? What is our responses to difficult things? Like for me, I know when the world is chaotic, I have a very good skill. I will pat myself on the back for that one, shoulder, whatever you call this area. I have a very good tendency to like keep calm and get super tunnel vision when things are going kind of crazy, you know, and collecting all the data, right, that I need to have. Is it data or data? I've always asked myself that. I should Google that, right? But collecting all the data about what's going on so that I can make the best next decision in this chaotic space. That's a skill set that I have. I know that because I'm aware of how I've reacted before, how when I've overreacted to situations where people were kind of exploding, how that escalated the event, and how when I've kept my cool when things were escalating, I was able to de-escalate the event, right? And use my voice and use my body and use everything that's going on with me to help to either de-escalate or to raise the mood in a room, right? When I come in and a mood is just kind of like drab, like I'm probably gonna talk louder because I want more people to feel in the mood, especially if it's a party. Like I have no business telling people how they should feel, right? But if we're at a party and we're celebrating and it's kind of like kind of quiet, everybody's waiting for something to happen, I'm about to make that happen, right? Because I know that with not only my awareness, I'm here to have fun at this party. And so I'm gonna create the energy in order to do that. And I know that I have the power to do that in all situations. And specifically, and which is probably why most of you are watching, it's about yourself and your closest relationship. So you heard the expression, I'm sure you have, happy wife, happy life. Anyone hear that one before? Well, it's funny, but it's true, but it comes from somewhere, right? If someone has a wife, right, and they are aware that if that wife stays happy, then everyone's life stays happy, that's an awareness that they need to have, right? Because we all know that we can change our mood. If mom is happy, everyone else is happy. When mom is pissed or when mom is upset about something, everyone else isn't. So everyone is working on their own self-awareness to make mom happy. Mom also should be making herself happy or being aware of all these things. Now, I know for myself personally, that I have that power to control a room in my house, right? In my home. And so when I'm mad, I really have to like snap into my self-awareness and be like, go walking around the block, right? Go to a corner someplace where it's quiet and think through your thoughts and feel your feelings and get past this. Because if your family is just having a beautiful day and you walk into the room and you create this energy in your house that's so unnecessarily bad, right? Or junk, right? Like it's not their fault that I had a bad day and so now they have to have a bad day. I really need to be aware enough of myself to be able to temper that, to be able to lower that mood, to be able to remove myself and slowly de-escalate internally, if that makes sense, right? And so self-awareness is so, so important in your own happiness, but also in the happiness of those around you and how all of that relates. In our videos coming up over the next couple of days, I'm going to be talking about the benefits, right? Tomorrow's video will be about the benefits of being self-aware. And then the third video, the last video, will be about how do we increase our self-awareness. I'll tell you, I've come across some people who are so fucking unself-aware, if there's a or lack self-awareness. It's so, like, I can see it. And what's crazy is they blatantly cannot see it, right? They're so just going along their way that they are just so unaware. And so I can laugh at it because like they're not even trying, they're just that unaware. And one of the, these videos come out because of situations that I've experienced, right? Or people have written into me either through a DM, like, oh my God, Shan, like, how did you get through that, right? That's where these things come from. So, self-awareness is super key, very important for you to be able to regulate. And so I want to help you do that. So thank you so much for watching today. I hope you're able to take some of the nuggets on what self-awareness is and that you come back for our month of February where I'm doing one video every day. Scary, but more excited. So more excited than scary. It's just so many videos to be doing, but I'm really excited to share that with you. So if you like what you heard today and are looking forward to what I'm going to be sharing over the next couple of days, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe and turn on those notifications so you can get the little chime on when we'll be back. I'll see you on the other side. Bye.